Hello. Welcome to Cheryl's Kitchen. This is Penny, my assistant. Say hello, Penny. Say hi. Hello there, Penny. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make Granny Gray, passed on to Nana, passed on to me, peanut butter candy. So let's get started. Here we have a pot on a stove and our handy dandy. Can't really see what you guys are seeing. Sucky automatic stirrer. That's right. Stirs it all by itself. Okay. I'm going to make a double recipe. This is a double, okay? Double recipe of the peanut butter candy. So, to make a double recipe of peanut butter candy, well, let me put this together. Okay, hopefully you guys can see everything. Okay, let's see. How does this work again? Okay, so this thing here goes like this. Voila! No, that's not how it goes. Whoopsie. Goes like this. You gotta make sure that part can go like that. Okay? Because you want it as close to the bottom as possible, because what you do not want to do is you do not want to let it burn on the bottom. So the only other time I've done this is with the single batch. It did not burn at all. So we're gonna hope that it does as well with this. Okay. So let me think. I want to put, I think, yeah, like that. Okay, so we're going to place this in here, like so. Goes in there. You have to make sure you have little paddles in there, right? And then this goes on top. And oops, that isn't right. It goes like this. Then you pull it apart and clamp it on. Okay. Now the first time I did it, I did notice that the paddles started to come in, but I just kind of coaxed them to staying out, and I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so then this part goes on here, and then it'll kind of lock into place. And then, no. Okay, there it goes. You'll know when it's locked into place. You'll be able to tell. Okay, so we want 2 cans of evaporated milk. If you can find pet milk, evaporated milk, that's what you want to get. This is Carnation. Pet milk is hard to, I mean, sometimes I can find it. Sometimes it's at the store, but usually it's not. So I use the Carnation evaporated milk. Okay, then this is a must. It has to be C&H sugar. I always mark my C&H sugar as C&H because you have to use C&H. It's important to use the C&H sugar because it does make a difference, something about the way that the C&H sugar melts. And you're going to use, for this double, it's a double, remember, 6 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and oh, maybe they're probably like totally blocked from that. 6. Okay, so we did 6 cups. 6 cups of CNH sugar. Okay. Now, what we have in here is our, CNH sugar and our milk. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to turn it on. I'm going to put it on about right there or so, just to get this heated up. So you want this to heat up really good, get really well mixed. Hopefully you can hear me, because it is a little, it's really not loud, but it probably sounds loud because I've got this right next to it. I mean, it does make noise for sure, but hopefully it's not overtaking my voice. So we're just going to let that stir. And then you see the paddles down there. That's what I mean about how they kind of come inward. So, okay, well, I guess that one is all the way out. Yeah, I guess they're both okay. So, I'm just going to hit this down a little bit, like so. Okay, so that's just going to do its thing. Some of that sugar off of there. And the paddles have like a little hole there, so everything does move through each other. Okay. So right now it is, trying to see you guys, 1:42 p.m. Okay. So we just started this at 1:42, we'll say, or we'll just say 1:40. Makes it easier. Okay, so 1:40. Okay. And then I'll come back shortly. Okay, just showing you guys where we're at 1:47. It's been 5 minutes. So I'm just showing you guys that it's, it's all stirred up and everything. And I'm going to give it probably another 5 minutes or so. I haven't changed the heat on it. Same heat. And I'll probably give it another 5 minutes or so before I add the peanut butter. Okay, so it's been about another 4 minutes or so. See how it's starting just barely starting to bubble up. So at this point I will add the peanut butter. Now you have to use the Skippy peanut butter. Skippy Creamy. This, how many ounces? 28 ounces, okay? So, I'll tell you, when I did the last batch, I thought I had added too much peanut butter in it. Turns out I didn't, because it was really good. So, I used half of this jar. Now I'm going to use a full jar. So, my thought is a full 28 ounce jar for a double batch. I just want to see what it looks like because I've never measured it before. Oops. So I'm just going to see what it looks like in here. And yeah, it should be good. So we'll see how this turns out. Oops. Getting hit. butter all over my stir. Okay, so that's good. So we've got the full 28-ounce jar of peanut butter in there, minus what I've gotten on the stir. Just kidding. I mean, barely. Okay. So I'll show you that in just a second, since I can get this cleaned up a little bit. Okay. All right. I guess that's a little bit better. Okay. So now, hopefully I turned you on. Good. Okay. So that's way too hot. Okay. So we're going to turn it down. That is just too hot. Boiling too much. So I'm going to bring it down. About right there. Let that continue to stir. I'm going to see what speed it's on actually. There's two speeds. Okay, that's the lower speed. Okay, I went it on the upper speed. Okay. Now on the single batch, I could see those paddles. They weren't buried. So, but actually as it goes around, it looks like I can kind of see them here too. I can at least see one. So I'm just going to kind of touch them just to make sure. You can feel when you put a spoon in there if it's staying. You want it to stay at the edge of the pot. Okay, so because you want it to be getting everywhere. So see how it's calmed down already? And that's looking good. $154, just so you know where we're at. And I think, let me bring it down here again so you can see the heat. I'm gonna leave it right there for a little bit. We don't want it to cook too slow, but we don't want it to cook too fast either. So that's what it's looking like right now. 15 minutes into it. 15 minutes into when we started. Another thing is, so you guys know, normally I would do this before I even start the peanut butter candy because you don't ever want to stop stirring the peanut butter candy. But you're going to want to get your dishes prepared too. So you're going to want to just take some butter and rub it on. I use these little platters right here. So if it's a single, I just use one platter, a double, two platters. They're kind of big, but you can use whatever you want to use. You can use regular plates if you want. But I just find that a single batch fits good on one of those platters. Double batch, two of them. So, alright, so I think that's all we need to worry about right now. Just wanted to show you something real quick. Should have shown you when I was opening up the pet milk. Look familiar? I think this is from when we were kids. Pretty sure. I don't know if maybe they're popular and you get them still. But I know I've had it for a long time. But anyway. Yeah. So I will leave you guys at 156. And this is what we're looking at like. And I'll come back. When I come back to check it, I'll always come back on. Okay? Okay, here we are again at 2:02. I'm thinking I want to turn it down a little bit. It looks a little bit like it's cooking a little bit too fast. So I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Okay, see what that does. Give it a few minutes and see how that does right there. I'm going to check those paddles again. Okay, that feels good. That feels good. Okay. Just because I don't really know this thing yet, I'm going to make sure that the paddles are staying to the side. trusting that they are because I cannot see it. But yeah, that's cooking a little bit too fast. All the peanut butter's melted into it by now. I think that looks a little bit better. So, looking at the sides, maybe a double batch is too much for the stir. Only thinking because I'm not sure what that's going to do on the sides right there. So that might be something that we need to do, you know. Doing a double batch might need to, well, I guess that is nothing. I wasn't sure what that was, but maybe it's just some of the fat from the butter. Not really sure, from the peanut butter. Checking these paddles again. Okay, I guess that's okay. Just don't want it to sit up there and get hard. I guess really wouldn't matter if it got hard on the sides, but I don't know. See what happens. Just don't want any burn. Okay, so I like that a lot better than what we were seeing before. So it's 2:05 now. We'll check back on it in a little bit. Okay, so we're back. And I like that. Amount of boiling or whatever you want to call it. That looks pretty good. It's 2:14. I think all looks good. Just gonna keep letting it do its thing. And just check the paddles just to make sure. They feel okay. Like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. The whole house smells like peanut butter candy. I'm gonna let it just cook a little bit longer and come back and check again. 2:15. Okay, here we are. 2:28. Looking good, getting thick. Still got quite a bit of time left. Well, a bit more time. You can kind of dip your spoon in it, you know, like when we're checking it. And then if it's too hard to tell by, you know, just looking at it in the pan, you can kind of see, it's definitely getting thick. But it's just not ready. See, that's when it drip off. It would be thicker than that. Okay. See how it's got a little bit of a graininess to it too? But it did that yesterday. I thought it was because I was cooking it too slow, and I might have been because I turned up the heat. But let's see. It's not quite ready yet, so we'll just let it keep stirring. Definitely not burning. Well, it doesn't look like it's burning. A lot of times if the candy is like being cooked too hot, you'll even see like in the bubbles, you know, that the candy's making from the boiling. You can even kind of see something wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know, like maybe not crusty, but they just don't look like clean bubbles, I guess. See how that's just popping, and it'll look different than that. But that looks good. You got to keep it cooking, but not cooking too fast. And not cooking too slow. Okay, 2:30. We'll be back. And here we are. 2:44. Looking good. Let me give it a little test here. Looking real good. Okay. So I want to kind of look at our spoon. See how it's kind of sitting still there now? I'll let it cool just a second, and then I'm going to touch it and see what it's kind of doing. Might be cooking a little too slow at this point. I might need to heat it up, but then it might be done. Huh? Okay, look. See, it's not touching my finger. It's not staying on my finger. Let's see. That's thicker though. Tastes delicious. I'm thinking we're good. I'm thinking. See how it's just like it's not going anywhere. It's just kind of sitting there. It's not moving around or anything. As it cools, it's getting, you know, yeah. Okay, so you're going to want, for a double batch, a stick and a half of real butter, not margarine, butter, okay? If you were doing a single batch, you'd do 3/4 of a stick. Double batch, we're doing a stick and a half. I use salted butter, but I use salted butter for everything. So I don't know if there would be a difference if it wasn't salted or not, but I use salted for everything, so I put it in the candy too. Okay, then we're gonna need some vanilla. I never measure it. There's plenty in there. Okay, so the vanilla, I don't ever measure it, but okay, so I'm gonna guess that really I just put a splash in there. So let me try to measure it, and when I put it in there, I'll measure it. Kind of get that's a tablespoon. Kind of get an idea of what it is, how much, so you guys will know. Okay, so we're still going here. Pretty sure it's done. Pretty confident. See how this is feeling. I'm kind of eating a little bit of it. Actually, I think I'm going to crank up the heat a little bit and maybe leave it on for just maybe another 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, I just barely cranked up the heat just to get it cooking a little bit faster. Which you can tell has already made a difference. You can see that it's cooking faster. So yeah, I'm gonna let it cook for another maybe 5 minutes. 2:49, I'll try to be back here again about 2:55, and then we're gonna pull it off. Okay, we have an issue. Our little thing did stop working. Hopefully, it did not burn. I don't know when it stopped. It just came over here and it was not stirring. Okay. So, I don't smell, oh shoot. I don't smell smell burning, but it's, oh, yeah, I think I can feel something at that thing. So stay here. We're having a crisis. I'm gonna pour it in here. I don't want to scrape the bottom. Oh yeah, burn on the bottom. Alright. See how it's burnt on the bottom? Got it on the spoon, so I can't use that spoon. Hopefully, I don't have any of the burned parts in the candy. Okay. Don't know why it stopped. Don't know when it stopped. Okay. I'm gonna try to still make it. Oh shit, I got peanut butter in my hair, I think. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna take the butter, put the butter in. Might be too much butter now because of back that. There left a little bit on the pan, of course. Okay, so I've got that in there. Let's try this vanilla, see how much I want to put in. Oh, okay, so I'd say a tablespoon. That looks like a good amount. Tablespoon for the double. Let's see. I need a good spoon. I'm gonna have to wash this off or get that. Okay, got it. Okay. So this part, you have to really, you're supposed to be beating it. I can't because my hand won't do it. But you would be like really stirring this hard in that pan. And it's easier to do it in the pan because you have more room too. But, shit. Damn it. Ugh. Hold on. See how everything's kind of moving to the side. You got to get that all worked in there. So that's interesting. I don't know why the stirrer stopped working. Could be a battery thing because I actually charged it the other night. You know what? That's probably what it is. That's probably the battery. Because I charged it the other night and maybe I should have charged it. Give it another little charge today before doing that. Okay. So you really want to work this in really good. Pour it. Okay, pour it into there. Let's pour out the rest of it into here. Ouch. It's still very, very hot. So some of this is going to Danny So he'll be able to taste it and see if it did get any burn in it. If it doesn't turn out good, or at least you guys have the recipe, you know how to do it. You know that the automatic stirrer has to be charged right before. Sucky on it. Curious to turn it on again. Yeah, it's totally dead. That's the problem. Okay. So, even if you know you charged it before or after the last use, you'll need to charge it again. Lesson learned. Okay. So, I'll come back in a few minutes, probably about 30 minutes. We will cut it, see what happens. Be back. Hope I showed you the time before. Right now it's 3:04. All right, so here we have the peanut butter candy. Sorry, I had a little bit of a glitch with the SD card. I think it saved everything. I'm trying to download it to my computer right now. So I think everything is good, but anyway, it is 4 o'clock. 4:03. And I'm going to cut it. See how it does? It's cutting nicely. Cutting very nicely. I guess I should take a piece and taste it instead of cutting all these pieces, and if it tastes bad, I won't have to cut it, but let's taste this little corner piece. Heaven. Perfect. All right. That's a wrap.